Hello all, welcome to Let's Tute. To get more such videos, do subscribe to our channel and also press the bell icon to never miss an update from us. We also have courses from different subjects. Do check them out on our website www.letstute.com. So, let's start with today's session. I want you to close your eyes and imagine the monsoons. There is a light rain and then the sun comes out. You look up into the sky and see a beautiful rainbow. The 7 colors that make up the rainbow, which are easily remembered as Vibgyor. But wait, what color is indigo? And where is violet in the rainbow? Violet is in the rainbow, just not the violet we know and love. What Newton and everyone back then called violet is what nowadays we call dark blue or just blue. So what did he call blue? The color he called blue is now what we call cyan. And indigo? Well, indigo was literally just added as color in the rainbow by Newton when he was doing his experiments with prisms, discovered how white light is dispersed. Well, he wanted there by 7 colors, so it matched with the 7 notes of music. But Newton discovered how rainbows are made, and so how he named the colors has stuck. So even today, the rainbow is made of violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red, or Vibgyor. Wait, but how did Newton discover all of this? What is that dispersion thing I was talking about? And what is a prism? Well, one at a time. What is a prism? It is generally made of glass and most of the time shaped like a pyramid, triangular faces and a rectangular base. For our purpose right now, it is a triangular refracting glass. If we look at it this way, it becomes easier for us to understand how it refracts light. Let's look at this ray, incident on one face of the prism. The ray coming in is the incident ray and the ray coming out of the prism is called the emergent ray. We have the angle of incidence, the angle between the normal and the incident ray, and the angle of emergence, the angle between the emergent ray and the normal. Now that we know these terms, let's look at how the prism is refracting light. When the ray is incident on the prism, it goes from a rarer medium, which is a medium in which light is faster, to a denser medium in which light is slower. Thus, according to the rules of refraction, we already know by now the light bends towards the normal, which is towards the base of the prism. Then when it hits the other side of the prism, it is going from the denser medium to a rarer medium. Thus, now it will bend away from the normal and thus further towards the base of the prism. This is the most basic way in which a prism refracts light. But how is it connected to dispersion and how did Newton find this out? Well, to answer this, first we'll ask another question. What happens to light when it is refracted? Well, we know this, right? The speed of light changes. But how does this affect the wavelength of the light? And as the wavelength defines the color of the light, how does it affect that? When we know that light will slow down inside glass, and we also know that light is a wave. So what is the speed of wave? The speed of any wave is the product of its frequency and its wavelength. Notably for waves, the frequency only depends on the source of the wave. So for light, the frequency does not change when going from air to glass. That means if the speed of light is changing and if the frequency of the light will not change, the wavelength has to change according to the formula. Thus, if the speed of light is going down, the wavelength of the light must also go down. And this brings us to the interesting conclusion that the refractive index of glass must be different for different wavelengths of light. Why? Well, the way we define the refractive index is speed of light in vacuum divided by the speed of light in the medium. Again, if the frequency is not changing, the frequency would get cancelled out from the numerator and we are left with only the wavelengths. Thus, the refractive index is different for different wavelengths. That means different wavelengths will get refracted by different angles for the same angle of incidence. And this is how you get the rainbow from white light. White light is a combination of light of all wavelengths of all colors. When it is incident on a prism, the different wavelengths will get refracted by the different angles and thus will separate. This phenomenon is called dispersion. This is the reason we have rainbows. But refraction is responsible for more than just rainbows. It is also the reason we have the saying, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star." See, when the light from the faraway star reaches Earth's atmosphere, it will go from vacuum to air and thus gets refracted a little. But the atmosphere also moves around and changes. Thus, how it refracts the starlight changes also. Thus, the position of the star for our eye changes slightly and thus it appears to twinkle. Refraction is also the reason we can still see the sun around 2 minutes after it has actually set. The light from the sun, now below the horizon, reaches the atmosphere and thus is refracted towards the normal. This means it bends down and thus to our eyes it looks like the light comes from above the horizon and thus the sun seems like it is above the horizon even though it has actually physically set. But that still does not take away from how beautiful a sunset is. The red glow of the sun looks amazing. But why does it only look red during sunset? Well, it's because of the Tyndall effect, or in simpler words, scattering. Scattering is what happens when light hits an object, it gets scattered, which is how we see objects. Small particles of dust can be seen in one sun ray because they are scattering and that light is reaching our eyes. This is how we see ray of sunlight in the first place. But more importantly, the color of scattered light depends on the size of the particles. For the particles in our atmosphere, they scatter blue light more than they scatter red light. This is why the sky looks blue during the day. It is because blue light is being scattered, while the sun looks yellow during the day because yellow light does not get scattered as much. Red light is the least scattered though. During sunset, the light of the sun has to go through a lot of atmosphere, thus a lot of it gets scattered, only leaving behind the red light, the least scattered of them all. This is why sun looks red during sunsets. Scattering. Let's look at what we have learned today. We learned about what a prism is. We learned what dispersion is. We learned what scattering is. We learned how refraction in atmosphere gives us delayed sunsets and twinkling stars. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video and learned something new. Before you leave, take a look at these online courses on our website www.letstude.com. If you liked this video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to never miss another update from Let's Dude. Till then, keep watching, keep learning and follow your curiosity. Thank you.